What up, guys? Alchemist and there's something nice for you. First, peep the drip. Peep the drip. Come on now. Come on now. Alright. So, y'all just seen Mystic gameplay with this. And y'all seen how quick it kills in the shooting range with the subjugators, whatever, right? This build gonna take me some time explaining to you guys, because there's a lot of damage numbers going on, and I ain't gonna lie to you guys, this build is broken. So first off, the exotic we're using in this build is Sanguine Alchemy. Okay, I know a lot of people sleep on this exotic because, you know, it doesn't work with hotswap anymore for DPS, but this exotic is still good for damage. So if you don't know, the exotic perk called Blood Magic, where basically while standing inside any rifts, you can choose Empowerment Rift or Healing Rift, damaging a target will mark it. It does it in Well of Radiance too, but we ain't using it. Okay, you deal extra damage to marked targets, and I'll be putting all damage numbers on the screen too. I believe marked targets 10%, and gain additional bonus damage with weapons that have a damage type matching your equipped super. We're rocking solar in this build, so we'll get 25% extra damage with any solar weapon we're using in this build whenever we're standing inside the rift. Weapon final blows while standing in any rift pause the rift cooldown time, extending its duration. So every time we get a kill, we'll get a perk on the screen called Blood Magic, literally freezing the timer on the Empowerment Rift. So if I get a kill while I'm inside my rift, oh my bad, wrong way. Blood map pop in the bottom left corner for 4 seconds, and if I just keep getting kills, it makes the timer go on even longer when the max is 10 seconds. So you can literally keep your rift out indefinitely, stand inside of it, killing enemies non-stop. You can go past 10 seconds actually, depending on how quick you kill people. So that's what Blood Magic do. So your Empowerment Rift can stay out there for a very long time, okay? Now, or Healing Rift, whichever you choose. I chose Empowerment Rift because Empowerment Rift increase our weapon damage by 20%. Okay, so that's the exotic we're using in this build. For armor, the exotic weapon we're using is Hierarchy of Needs. They gave this away during Rights of the 9, so I'm assuming everybody got this. It's very easy to get. They gave it away and everything. But if you don't have it, don't worry. You can just replace it with any solar weapon that's strong, like the solar rocket sidearm from Crucible with redirection, or just a solar rocket sidearm in general, you know? Alright. Or sunshot, stuff like that, okay? Precision hits final blows, build guidance ring energy, then you put out a guidance ring, and then when you shoot through the ring, it do more damage with extra arrows shooting with it. So yeah, just really amazing. And if you got the catalyst done, it can shoot faster after you put a guidance ring out there, making it very easy to continue to loop, right? And it do more damage if you shoot further away while shooting through the ring and whatnot. Very strong bow, and there's a reason why we're using that, but I'll get to that in a minute. We're using Mint Retrograde in this build, not because it gets buffed up from Sanguine, because it gotta be a solar weapon, but because our super gonna be solar. But don't worry, there's a main reason why we're using Mint Retrograde in this build as well. And then lo and behold, our main weapon we're using in this build, if you don't have this, don't worry, just get a solar machine gun that got killing tally. But this is our main contender here. We're using the Trials machine gun that got Rampage on it and killing tally. I'll throw up the damage numbers for killing tally on the screen, and I'll throw up the damage numbers for Rampage on the screen, making this an insane beast of a weapon. Then you got Temporal Blast that does increase damage from the weapon perks themselves as well, and like surges and whatnot. So insane. And then you got the Origin Trace here, but the Origin Trace don't really do anything on this weapon, I'll be honest with you guys. So you know, yeah. Now, artifact. Every artifact perk I'm finna tell you is very important, so make sure you have it. Second column, you gotta have Threatling Proliferation. Okay, this makes it that Mint Retrograde gonna be making Threatlings when you kill people with it. Third column, we got Pack Tactics, so that the Threatlings that Mint Retrograde makes from Hatchling and from Threatling Proliferation will be getting powered up by Pack Tactics, making it do an extra 30% from them Threatlings, doing dumb damage. You want to make sure you have semi-auto striker. If you have fewer than 2 stacks of armor charges, rapid precision shots with bows, snipers, and scout rifles generate an armor charge for using hierarchy and needs. So just getting headshot hierarchy and needs will be giving us armor charges. So as you can see, put the robots back out here. As you can see, as I shoot these robots, precision shots, I got three precision shots, give me armor charges, and I get radiant because of the artifact perk fever and chill. So every time you get 3 precision shots, not only will you be getting fever chill for radiant, you'll also be getting armor charge every time you shoot. 4th column, we got energy acceleration. Sustained damage with micro missiles cause a combatant to do a kinetic shockwave. So now this may Mint Retrograde do even more damage. Whenever I shoot this robot, you're gonna see a kinetic tremor explosion happen. Boom. So do extra damage, and that does work with the tech sec armor set. So that kinetic explosion will knock off shields easier on enemies, and if it kills an enemy, it does the kinetic shockwave. So if you got the tech set, put that on, helps a lot. You want to make sure you have on Cauterized Darkness. We will be doing stasis or strand debuff in our build with unraveling or slow from our stasis turret. So just make it that our solar weapons do 30% more damage. Hierarchy needs and our machine gun. Last column, we got Radiant Shrapnel. We all got Radiant on, so we might as well get that extra AoE effects from hitting enemies. But if you don't want Radiant Shrapnel on, by all means, you can put on like Elements to Overflow if you get a Fire Sprite out there. Tangle Web, because strand debuff, so a tangle get created, suspend everybody in the area. Up to you. But Radiant Shrapnel, we all have Radiant on, so might as well get the extra scorch damage and stuff, right? And then you want to make sure you have on Argent Quiver, which is a very strong perk. And I'll put the damage amount on the screen as well. But basically, reloading the bow consumes 1 stack of armor charge. So this goes in tangent with semi-auto striker, since it's always gonna be giving you armor charge every time you get a precision shot. Granted increased damage and reload speed for your next 3 shots, or until you stole your bow. So this increased the damage and reload speed for your next 3 shots. As you see on my left side of the screen, when I got Hierarchy and Needs out, if I shoot this robot to get an armor charge 3 times, right? I had armor charge, but then I reloaded, and now I got Godslayer Broadheads. Godslayer Broadhead, if I remember correctly, increased bow damage by 30%, 30 or 35%, unless you're Leviathan. Leviathan, it get busted by 25%. But for something like Hierarchy and Needs, it get busted up damage by like 30%. And when I shoot a shot, it takes 1 stack away. But if you get 3 precision shots, you'll get another armor charge, and you get 3 shots back. So it's basically infinite. As long as you get precision shots, it's infinite. You're never gonna miss this perk. It stacks with Radiant and stuff. It stacks with our Rift with the surges. So as you can see, I'm doing 585, right? But with Radiant and Empowerment Rift, that number jumps up to 877. So this is just very damaging. And this is without the guiding ring. I put the guidance ring out and then shoot. And then we got the homing shots getting the buff damage as well. Every single time. So very, very busted perk for bows, making Hierarchy Needs insane as a weapon right now, right? So that's the artifact perks and all the extra damage we're getting for Mint Retrograde, Hierarchy Needs, and Unwavering Duty, okay? Subclass, we're rocking Song of Flame, so that our solar weapons get more damage in this build. You can run this build on solar, pure solar, and like go Well of Radiance if you wanted to, and you would get restoration times 2 with the other aspects and whatnot, with Healing Grenade and key getting kills and key restoration times 2 and you non-stop. But I wanted to have some darkness debuff in here to utilize Cauterized Darkness in the artifact for more extra damage, so that's what I did. We got Empowerment Rift for the extra 20% extra damage, but also too, while we still inside the Rift and getting kills, we get an ammo generation multiplier like Special Ammo Finder and Heavy Ammo Finder. We get an ammo multiplier scaler. So as we get kills inside the Empowerment Rift, we're getting extra ammo generation in our bars from Special Ammo, Heavy Ammo. So you always gonna have Mint Retrograde and Unwavering Duty ammo in this build while shooting your bow, no matter what, while inside the Rift. Literally, it's gonna be raining ammo, I promise you. We got on Arcane Needle, just have 3 melees that can give us unraveling on the enemies to debuff them, so our solo weapons are doing more damage. You can pick whatever melee you want. Any melee that helps you consistently get a kill to activate Feed the Void for Devour. We got on Cold Snap to just freeze enemies, like Overload Champion or something, but we're mostly gonna be using our grenade just to prop Bleak Watcher. Now there are 2 builds. Y'all seen me do 2 demonstrations inside the shooting range. You can go Bleak Watcher or you can go Weaver Call. Because with Weaver Call, when we're gonna be always popping our rift all day with the Pyramid Rift, but with Weaver Call, as y'all know, any threatlings that hit the enemies give us class ability energy. So if you want to go, and then as you keep doing damage, you keep making threatlings as well, right? So if you want to go Weaver Call, so you have that threatlings damage out there, which was stacked with the artifact with Pack Tactics and Threatling Proliferation, then go with Weaver Call, because right now it's very strong with the Threatlings. You can go that route as well. All up to you. I chose Bleak Watcher because of our fragments. We got on Faster to Hope so that whenever we got Devour proc and Radiant proc, we'll get extra uptime on our class ability regen, so our rift come back even quicker. Even though our Pyramid Rift will be up there for a long time, it's just good to know my next one is ready to go whenever I need to, and the Pyramid Rift help me get them abilities back quicker anyway as well. But the main reason why we're rocking the turret is because of Faster Command. Faster Command makes that as we slow enemies, it reloads our weapon. So this allows us to be able to shoot Unwavering Duty. Since we got Killing Tally, we don't want to reload. Killing Tally says when you reload, it takes away the stacks, right? So we want to be able to throw a slow turret out here to proc Faster Command. So whenever I got 3, you know, just shoot bullets on purpose, right? So I'm at 33, so then while I got 3 stacks of Killing Tally, as I'm still killing enemies and whatnot, it'll reload my magazine for me, so I don't have to worry about reloading, and then Killing Tally will stay on my machine gun non-stop so I can keep that damage I want. And by the time I have to reload again, because I'm killing enemies so quick, the turret gonna slow enemies again, reloading my machine gun again, and then I don't ever have to reload for on my machine gun, getting rid of my Killing Tally buff. So that's why we got Bleak Watcher. But if you don't care about losing your Killing Tally stacks, then you can definitely go Weaver's Call, better option. Get that class ability energy from Threatling. Threatling's going out while you shoot enemies, while you camping inside your rift. Threatlings go do the damage for you from a distance, and because of the artifact, Threatling's doing dumb damage as well. So pick your poison on your playstyle, okay? We got on Faster Protection for survivability, and then of course Faster Purpose, so we pick up an orb, we get Restoration in this build. Now if you do go Weaver's Call, you do get an extra slot for fragments. Just go ahead and put on Faster Solitude, so like you get in precision shots, you'll be severing enemies, making your solo damage do extra damage to them from Cut Out Darkness from the artifact without you have to worry about having to put unraveling anything on them, okay? Now, stats. You want to go for 150, 160 weapon stat, so that whenever you pick up ammo off the ground, you get a large brick, chance for a large brick for your Mint Retrograde and Unwavering Duty. I never ran out of ammo in this build because of all the damage we're doing, and it's just a lot of ammo on the field. So yeah, you ain't gonna be really worried about it, I promise you. Other than that, you want to go for 100 class ability stats, so you can get your uptime on your rift, and then 100 on your grenade if you're using the stasis turret. If you're not using a stasis turret, then you don't really need 100 on your grenade, because you're not going to be eating your grenade to put a stasis turret out there. You're just going to be putting out your rifts for Weaver Call. So yeah, the main thing you want is just 150 to 160 weapon stat and 100 class ability stat, and then stasis turret, 100 grenade. That's it. Then you can just build the rest into your super stat, because Song of Flame is just busted, right? Now, armor mods. I'm rocking Solar and Strand dual siphons. We got Strand and Solar weapons on, so if whatever we get kills with them, we make orbs out there. We got 2 heavy ammo finders, so that I get a more scalar on my heavy ammo. So when I kill enemies, I get a chunk of heavy ammo generation in the bar down there to get more heavy ammo bricks out there. RPs, we got Focusing Strike on, so we cause power melee damage with our needles, whatever, or whatever melee you choose. We get class ability energy. We got impact induction, so we do power melee damage, reduce our grenade cooldown for our stasis turret. And then we got mental transfer, so we do grenade damage with like the turret or whatever. We get some melee cooldown. Chest piece, we're rocking 2 harmonic ammo generation, giving us plus 40 ammo generation stat in our solo weapons. And for hierarchy and needs, that will literally buff it up to 87 ammo stat. And then unwavering duty, it buffs it up to 98 ammo generation stat. So really insane, very insane. Like I said, you're not going to be struggling with ammo at all in this build. This build is very busted. I'm, again, surprised no one made this build yet. Void resistance, I just got it on whatever activity I'm in. Just a resistance mod for whatever activity you're in. Leg piece, I got harmonic scavenger on, so I get double the ammo basically when I pick up a heavy brick for my machine gun, because I'm just going to have that out a lot unless I'm camping from afar with hierarchy and needs. Both of them do dumb damage. Pick your poison. We got better already on in the leg piece, and then we got a weapon font stat simply because I want that plus 20 in weapon stat because I was missing out on that 160 I was aiming for. But even without the 160, I still was doing very good. So put whatever you want here. You can put a strand surge here to power up mint retrograde, to get that extra damage from mint retrograde, since it won't be getting it from the rift, right? Class item we got on Reaper, popping our class ability a lot. Might as well get an orb every time we get killed when we do that. Bomber on to get some grenade energy for our stasis turret. Now I got class find on because I couldn't get that 100 class ability stat I wanted, so just bump it up by plus 20. But if you can get that, you don't need that font, free slot for you. I'll recommend time dilation so that you can keep it on for whatever other thing you put right here, like your strand surge for mint retrograde, right? And that's the build. This is I ain't gonna lie, this is kind of a meta build. Okay, if you're a person that loves like camping, like Call of Duty style, whatever, this build is for you. I felt like I was in Mythic. I felt like every enemy was a piece of paper for me just standing in my rift and shooting them from a distance with hierarchy and needs or the machine gun. It was ridiculous. Again, rundown. Sanguine Alchemy is giving our solo weapons plus 25% solo weapon damage because doing solar surge times 4. So you're getting 25% extra damage for your solo weapons while you stand inside the rift, and 10% extra damage of any enemy you damage with your weapon. They get marked, and you're doing an extra 10% damage to them, right? You're doing extra damage to enemies from your weapon stat by 15%, unless they're a boss. Then you gotta get to 200 weapon stat and to get that extra 15%. But weapon stat giving us an extra 15%. Cauterized darkness whenever they're affected by the stasis turret slow or unraveling from your arcane needle. Your solo weapon is doing a 30% extra damage. If using the bow, is getting an extra 30% extra damage from the Godslayer broadhead. Your mint retrograde getting extra damage from this. Your threatling is doing more damage from the hatchling from mint retrograde. Okay. Your empowerment rift is buffing up all your weapons by 20% while you're standing inside of it. So there's a lot of extra damage in this build. That's insane. And then of course the machine gun got rampage and killing tally on it, giving it extra damage with the temporal blast, and it all stacks and making temporal blast do more damage. This build is insane. So Warlocks, I highly recommend go try this build. Go try it, bruh. And your teammates can send your empowerment rift as well to get their extra 20% extra damage as well. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys always. And until next time, stay up.